Hello. Okay, everyone. Can you hear me on YouTube, Misa? Is okay? Excellent. So, if you have any question, you send it over to uh, maybe a message, Mr. when he comes along. Do you have any question in the group you'd like to ask before I open my directory? Is all related to yoga and meditation and is it still on, Mr. YouTube or okay? There's a somebody asked question I think 2 weeks ago. It's, hello. Somebody asked question 2 weeks ago about uh, why should I practice yoga? It's a very time people ask why should I practice? I can do the stretches. I can go to the gym. I can do the running. I can do many exercises. I can do Pilates and I can do the what you call it, kung fu fighting, and you can list. There are the list of exercise and activities person can do. But why should I practice yoga? My simplest answer will be the if I don't want to have a long discussion, I will say the practice what you like. If you desire to practice, you practice. If you don't desire to practice, don't practice. But that's not my nature. So I gave answer to the person that took a 35, 40 minutes. A person said, but can you give short answer? But short answer is if you want to get to know yourself, if you want to get to know yourself and have a better and a greater and healthier approach to your lifestyle, you practice yoga. Yoga is not a physical exercise. When you limit yoga just only to a physical exercise, you miss out a lot of benefits, psychological benefit or a emotional and mental benefit that yoga can bring along with it. We miss out. It's all about in your approach. You approach how you approach yoga. You get yoga is like almost you dive into the ocean with the abundance of jewels. So deeper you dive, the greater quality of jewel you pick up for yourself. If you just want to wash yourself, just dip your toes in the water and you walk out, you will get what you desire from it. You can get physical fitness for sure. You get mental strength, you get emotional strength, and beyond that, you get to know how your mind is operating. You get to the point where you stop using your conscious mind, but start witnessing your conscious mind. And that leads sometime to the meditation. You cannot do many sports mindfully. You cannot do many sports mindfully. You cannot have your peaceful mind. Sometimes you practicing yoga, you have a attitude or your own physical relationship with every asana as if you're fighting, you're in a battlefield. You feel so exhausted and tired afterward because resistance is there. Because slowly, slowly, when the resistance melts away, you have the better approach to the yoga And the benefit of yoga, you can see it very easily. So avoid fighting when you're practicing asanas. That's the one part. Allow the breath to do its magic. Allow the breath to do its magic. And build a softer and positive, constructive approach to the asana practice. I give you simple example from yesterday's practice. Yeah, I think we had discussion about it. Yeah, we were doing a one posture was very hard. Let's say it was a harder, little bit to start with. Yeah, or how we were approaching was slightly harder. I said, I can't do that. The sentence came out, I can't do it. When you're already giving message to your muscles and to your mind and to your body, remember your senses and your body listens what you speak to, how you speak to your body. So the power of law of attraction, the power of yourself relationship. We talk about yoga is all about love. Yoga is all about compassion. Yoga is all about kindness. But when you're practicing yoga, you're fighting. Second part, you are giving a I can't do it. You're giving a very firm message to your mind and to your body, I can't do it. So, that approach, if you change that approach, I am doing it. Whatever I can do in my capacity, I am doing it. I am engaged. I am available to my body. My body is available to me. And that is the different key point when practicing yoga. You become available to yourself. When you become available to yourself, doesn't matter where you are, you will always remain with yourself. You always remain with yourself. No matter what circumstances, you always remain with yourself. Second part, yoga gives us the coping mechanism. Coping mechanism, you still remain very peaceful and very calm and maintaining your breath pattern to be as calm as one can maintain. Okay? Can you imagine you have a very difficult situation in life? Difficult situation is to the point that you get stressed and you hold the breath. Isn't that what happens normally when you get stressed? You end up holding your breath and you get more stressed. And then you get really worked up. You lead to the exhaustion, burnout, and you list the name, stress along with it. Now imagine you are in a yoga posture, very complicated and very uncomfortable, similar to your situation in life, very uncomfortable and very unpleasant. But you are in the yoga posture. Are you holding your breath? You increasing the threshold of your stress management. You increasing the threshold of your stress management by being calm and continue maintain your regular breathing. Despite the posture was very hard and you were struggling, you were fighting, but you still maintain your calmness. So what it does message to your nervous system, you increasing. There will be stress, there will be pressure because every uh, pressure and stress create a certain level of vibration in your body. And you have managed to witness that vibration in the yoga posture. Now, similar level of vibration of stress threshold comes in your day-to-day life. Your nervous system knows I can sail through it. I can breathe. I have dealt with same vibration, same level of stress in my yoga posture. With physical struggling, you're mentally struggling to breathe, but you maintain, you found your rhythm. That do you notice sometimes how liberating does it feel when you come out from very hard posture and you feel so much at peace. But when you go second time to do it, is that you know exactly how your body going to react. You find the peace. That's the another reason to increase your stress management, your coping mechanism, and enhancing your mental threshold and your nervous system stress coping threshold to widen your bandwidth. So any situation comes in the life, any scenario comes in the life, you maintain it. People said, when you practice yoga, why are you so calm, Yogi? Oh, my body have gone through a lot of stress. Only in asanas. So I know how hard life can become. So you still maintain your peace, you still maintain your calm. Like, for example, you try to meditate. I'll give you an example of meditation. You're meditating, okay? Pain arrives. Pain? You think I don't feel the pain? I feel the pain. Pain arrives, what do? You immediately change the position. Try to make yourself comfortable. I always say comfort does not exist. Remember that part. Comfort does not exist. You only buy a little bit more time to remain in comfort. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, if you stay in there, one time it will become very uncomfortable for you. I gave example other day of meditation. That somebody brought the pillow to do savasana. Become uncomfortable, you only increase 20 more minutes to stay in there. So comfort is a state of mind. Comfort is a state of mind. And comfort is in your capacity, how you process whatever is happening at that time. Is that make sense? No? So are you sitting comfortably in meditation and the pain arrive, you make yourself comfortable, you 5 more minutes later, pain arrive back again. Isn't that what happened? The tingling sensation, the numbness in the leg, numbness in the feet, a little bit numbness in the hip. And then beyond that, you sometimes hair comes on your face. And your whole focus goes on the hair. You have so many of them in your head if you don't get bored. That if you have hairs, you have so many of them, none of them bothering you. How many times the hair have been on your face? None bothers you. But only when you are meditating, one single hair somehow managed to arrive on your nose or on your forehead. And now your whole attention, I want to get this hair out. You move it away and comes back again. It's one hair can cause you so much stress. I'm pretty sure if you meditate, you have witnessed those things. And the itch is happening. You want like a little itch on the ear. You want to resist it, but it gets so strong. You can't. You are controlled by a little tiny itch. That becomes very uncomfortable, discomfort for you. No longer comfortable, but it is always there. You are processing your emotions. You're processing your emotions. So you sitting quietly, meditating, the very uncomfortable position, an uneasy situation for you. Like here is very uneasy situation. Not painful, but very uneasy. Your mind is so stuck with it, you want to remove it. You can't find peace with it. Similar situations also happens in the life. They making zero contribution or have a zero impact in your life, but that time they become very nuisance or annoying. But you want to deal with it. How do you cope with it? Acceptance. Meditation and yoga teaches you acceptance. Acceptance of your own ability. Acceptance of your own ability, your own strength. Like, for example, I can't take my both leg back of my head and somebody else can. I'm competing. Isn't the life you're most of the time, 99.99% of the time, when you're outside the world, your mind is always competing. That's how we've been programmed to compete. Isn't the case? Competing, but like you want to be greater, the better. There's nothing wrong with it. But how you are in the process of competition. Are you stressed? Are you agitated? Are you anxious? Or you still maintain the peace and you still progressing? Okay. So when you something become very innovative, it makes no difference how well somebody is doing. It makes zero difference. How well somebody else doing, it makes absolutely no difference to your well-being. But you are stressed about it because somebody else is ahead of you or greater or doing well. But you should be concerned how well you are doing. Your focus have to sit on to you. And that's what yoga is. Yoga brings entire attention to you. Yoga is journey is about bringing every path, every direction leading to your well-being, emotional, mental, and physical. You practice yoga with eyes closed. You should not compete with anybody. So acceptance of your own ability in your exploration and recognizing and accepting your strength. So whatever energy you have, you investing in your greater being. Once you transform, you can transform other. You can help other, whoever comes in your awareness part of it. So the kindness and compassion also arises eventually. You don't have to act kindness and compassion. You become living kindness and compassion. This you can call it a Buddhahood. Okay? So they are another reason to practice yoga, not Arabics I'm talking about. I'm talking about yoga. Eh? So when you practice yoga, your mental approach, how you relate every asana you are doing. Remember, yoga is not asanas. Yeah, asana is one little fraction of yoga. Whatever else goes around the asana, like your mental relationship and your how you relate with it, how you doing it when you are doing it, how you are feeling when you're doing the asana, how your awareness level is at the time, how much available you are to the sensation that happening in the body. That becomes yoga, one part. Second one is your ability to resist, ability to resist. You react, not respond. Once you build a resistance, is first is a muscular resistance, mental resistance, but the here scenario from meditation. And you build many situations in life happen. You don't resist or responding. You just react. Once you build resistance, you get to process the information and you build a responding capacity. You reduce a 50 to 80% of the problem in the life when you stop reacting. Your 80% of the problem will disappear from the life the day you stop reacting, start responding. Responding require your ability to analyze, understand the situation and the circumstances, and listening. You, as long as you only hearing, you are reacting. When you're listening, you're likely to respond. Do you understand? There are two things: hearing and listening. We sometimes think hearing is listening. Not really. Listening part, it requires your processing, your availability of intelligence and your emotion. And then you are listening. You're not judging, you listening, and then you process afterward. Would you like to respond or not respond? Yoga also teaches that. But you don't have to read a book. You don't have to give a lecture about it when you are teaching asana, but implementing the values of yoga. Other part, yoga teaches discipline. Discipline. We're doing Prana Kriya Yoga this morning. Yeah? Do you remember? In the Prana Kriya Yoga, we were talking about cognitive work. Discipline, you take the foot from where you're taking it, make sure foot comes back the same place. So you're developing the control over your muscle movement as well. And not your feet start going wherever they want to go. Your hands going wherever they want. It's control movement. And once you develop a control of your muscles, you're building a discipline. Also, your physical restriction in the body. The discipline is not torture. Somebody say discipline is yoga says wake up 4 o'clock, have a cold shower, practice yoga outside. No. Discipline comes according to circumstances. Okay. So yoga teaches us discipline. Yoga is whole entire foundation is discipline. Discipline about your senses. Looking after your senses. Yoga is not just only the muscles, it's looking after your senses. And the senses are your mind. Your mind is not a little animal sitting inside your head or a little devil sits on the one shoulder. Your whole body is your mind. Remember, your whole body is your mind because your senses are only entry point to give message to your sense mind and take message from your mind. Your skin is in your whole body. Which how much of your sensuality do you have? You are sensitive. How sensible you are. That depends on the skin. Skin is the largest organ in the body. Despite it only not, if I say 10%, that will be too much. 10% of your skin is alive. 90% is not live at all. 90%, you don't feel you have clothes. Do you feel the clothes on your skin? Not really. You should be able to feel 24/7 something touching the body. When the breeze blows, when strong wind comes along, you feel it. Do you feel the breath inside your nose all the time? Oh, very rarely. But your skin is always in touch with the exterior matter, either your clothes or with the universe or with the space. How sensible you are. So how live your skin is the largest organ. How much available you are to your skin. That's become the point. Okay? How much available you are to your ears. Alert 24/7. How much available you are to your nose, to the smell, to the taste. When you eat food and when you are hungry, are you available to the taste? Not really. That time you're just filling the belly. Your joy of using the tongue, which is gives you the information, is completely numbed down because you are driven by your greed, driven by your mind. Remember, whenever you are driven by the greed and the mind, you are not aware at that time. Yoga also teaches that. So the how much you can take yoga, deeper you dive, and more you can dissect your practice, the greater the understanding becomes of yoga. So that was the answer I was keep talking to the person. Give me the shorter answer. I say you should practice yoga because you want to know yourself. You want to discover the unknown emotions of you. You practice yoga. You want to meditate, practice yoga. You want to have a peace and quietness. But I can check out. I want to check out from mind. I said, you're not meditating. Meditation is not check out from mind. Meditation is becoming available to your mind. Otherwise, you are just being in the numb. Check out means you're no longer available. So you are under the influence of drug means your meditation. There's a difference. You becoming available to your body. You becoming available to your mind. Your mind becoming available to you. Usually your mind is unavailable. We talked about two minds here. Your mind is always not available with you. Mind becoming available to you, you becoming available to the mind, that greater relationship create a shift in your energy as well as in the mind. So that's another reason to practice yoga. But again, your approach to yoga need to shift. The how you relate with yoga need to shift. So that is a yogic lifestyle. Yoga is not something you do for 1 hour on the mat. I see many people act yoga, they don't practice yoga. Act yoga. And the many yoga teachers act yoga. They, I remember one of my good students, if you're on the watching this Sangha later on YouTube, please forgive it. I was in somewhere, and the person is making I am vegan. It's a very good, it's a trend. You know, people go certain phases of trend and the broadcasting very broadly and advocating I am vegan, living vegan life for so many days, and that have been done. And then we happen to be, I don't really pay attention to the social media much, but that they happened to me seeing that information. And we were in the town. I think Michelle was with me as well. So there was a couple of other people. Person didn't see that I'm also in there because somebody buying some food, and this they have the what call it a Japanese food sushi, yeah, with the like the rolled up things, yeah. So the sushi and have the fish and the other things in there. And the person buying happily pay for it, start eating. They turn around, they see my face. He said, "No, it's not for me. I was just, it's for my friend, but one already in the mouth." I said, "You were a vegan. This is my problem. I don't hold whatever I think, whatever I feel, I say it on the spot. And the person gonna get hurt, that is their problem." So I said, "I thought you were vegan. You're advocating veganism. You're being ambassador to a company who is a vegan activist, but it's different." He said, "This is called acting yoga. It's very good yoga teacher, and it's called acting yoga." So I will say that take a little bit ethos of yoga, not just act yoga on the mat when you're teaching or practicing, or try to take even a 5%. Take one sankalpa, not once a day, maybe once a month. Okay? Once a month, you take a 12 sankalpas in 12 months. You know what sankalpa is? A self promise. And you know how does it feel when you break your own promise to yourself? We talked about it, yeah? If you break your promise to yourself, and whole world will break their promise to you because you don't respect your own promise to yourself. That is the law of attraction. So you take a one promise, how you are going to improve your discipline, how you are going to improve your health and your well-being. And usually, when we do yajnas, yoga is considered to be a yajna. You're taking a sankalpa, like you take in a West as a lint sankalpa where you're giving up for 30 days, 40 days. You give for lifetime, but don't give the food that you are going to eat later on. Give a positive sankalpa. I am going to be truthful to myself. That is a good sankalpa. That what you take for 40 days off. I'm going to be practicing kindness. Okay. I'm going to be practicing compassion. Those are good sankalpas. You give up chocolate for 30 days and start eating back for next 30 days or 30 days of extra. They didn't give up anything. So take a sankalpa that is makes you a greater human being. And that is the value of yoga. Leads to the discipline, leads to the greater well-being for yourself as well as everybody and anybody around you. Yoga is what you're practicing is for you, living for everybody else. Do you follow? There's only four ways you have life. Everything you have in life, your only possibility four ways. You live your life according to you and for yourself. There's one kind of people. Okay. Second kind, you can live your life according to other people for yourself, which is 99.99999% of people are. Okay. They live their life according to other people for themselves. That being broadcasted. But not really, in my opinion. They say they're living their life, but not. I will say it other way. There are people who live in their life according to other people, for other people, not even for themselves. Do you can see it? Remember the borrowed mind. You've been programmed, borrowed mind, not yours. So that is the most of the time living. You live your life according to other people for other people. So you basically just existing. There's no living at all, just only existing. You've been conditioned constantly your energy in nothing to do for you. You don't do anything for you, but always doing available to everybody else, but not for you. Okay? Or you can live your life according to you, for you, and other people. You can live your life according to you, for other people. So this basically you reaching to the Buddhahood. Buddha was living life according to himself, but for humanity, for the well-being of others. So yoga can take you to different stages. You can recognize, you can realize where you stand and start seeing your emotions whenever they arrive. If this is my problem or I created or it's been given to me as a gift. For most of the time, a lot of stress you have given as a gift because you have mastered the art how to make your own life difficult. If you have not mastered yourself, one thing you have mastered definitely how to make your own life difficult as it can be. So try to take one step every day, one step to making the life easier, positive, loving, compassionate, caring about your own mental, emotional, and physical health. So 1 hour yoga on the yoga mat. Remember, you are bathing in self-love, not self-procrastination or self-pity. Self-love is you are pushing your boundaries with more greater capacity. Mind says, I can't do it, I can do it. Push further, but don't break. I'm not saying to break yourself. Not only asanas, sit down doing nothing, not even a single posture. Just lie down 1 hour in savasana. You make a sankalpa that I am going to spend 1 hour with me doing absolutely nothing. When you're doing asana, you are not doing anything, you're just only moving the body and breathing. Remember? You are doing nothing, only moving the body and breathing. You can do that laying in savasana 1 hour, but whatever you choose, do it 100% availability. No flakiness. Not in down facing dog looking what other person is doing. You 100% self-invested for that 1 hour. You see how much it attention, the self-inquiry, self-inquisitive nature you develop. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Pranam. That's enough for today. I will see each other some other point. Thank you.